Hey, welcome back. It's JWalter here. In today's video, I have an update for you regarding brand new home construction numbers because we obviously need more houses to be built in order to fill up our supply and also to balance out this housing market. I have several trends that I want to share in the new home industry with you guys today. And the first one is from the Mortgage Bankers Association, or the MBA. They just reported that home purchase applications, or mortgage applications for brand new houses, I should say, for December decreased by 7.1%. So mortgage applications for new home purchases decreased by 7.1% compared to December of 2020. Joel Kahn, who's the MBA's Associate Vice President, said supply chain challenges, labor shortages, and higher material costs have caused this decline. He also said that projects were delayed or they cost more to complete. A lot of you have been commenting too, because I posted a video a few days ago that said, hey, now is a really bad time to buy a house if you're placing a deposit down on a dirt lot and the house is not going to be built for 6 to 12 months. In my opinion, that's a big risk because interest rates have been increasing. So what he's saying, these projects are also being delayed as well. A lot of you commented saying, hey, I put a deposit down in August of 2020, and our house is not going to be completed for months later than we anticipated. So that's a big challenge because right now, especially if you're getting delayed right now and you're not able to lock in your rate or your mortgage rate, that's a big issue. In any case, the average loan size for people putting mortgage applications for brand new homes, that reached another survey record high of $423,000 as these higher building costs are pushing sales prices higher. And we've seen that here for houses that actually sold as well. So brand new home sales, or home prices, I should say, have reached all-time record highs. We have the most recent stats is November. I'll have December stats for you guys in about a week. They're about a month behind when they post these stats, but brand new home prices reached all-time highs of $416,900 in November. So it's no big surprise that the average loan size is also an all-time high as well. What I also found very interesting, and then I'm going to be sharing some issues that builders are facing as well as some stats with you guys here in a little bit. But by product type, by all the mortgage applications for brand new houses, 77% were made up of conventional loan purchases. FHA loans made up 12.6%, USDA was 0.4%, and VA loans made up about 9.8% of all the new home loan applications for December. So the vast majority are doing conventional loans, and the minimum down payment for a conventional loan is around 5%. A lot of people put down 20% so they can avoid paying mortgage insurance. So that's that. I also want to share with you how high lumber prices are. This is lumber futures prices. So this is not the price you pay at Home Depot, but these are commodity prices for lumber. So what we're seeing right now is that prices for lumber have been skyrocketing. And because of that, we'll probably have more expensive lumber that you buy at Home Depot or builders pay for building houses too in the next few weeks here. In any case, over the last 6 months, lumber futures prices have increased 119%. When we look at the last 5 years, let's last 3 years. Well, look at last 5 years. So last 5 years, the average price for lumber future prices is around like $300 to $400 ish. But ever since really May of 2020, prices really spiked. So when we look at over the last year, so in May, lumber prices peaked at around $1,700. They fell quite a bit and they reached really low levels in August of around $480. But ever since then, they have spiked big time. So now we're at over about $1,100 for lumber commodity prices right now. So this is going to be a big issue for builders because it's going to cost more money in order to build houses. And because it costs builders more money to build a house, they're going to charge more for their houses, and that's going to be ultimately passed down to home buyers, right? So because of all this and other challenges that lay ahead, builder confidence has actually decreased more recently, thanks to the latest survey here on the National Association of Homebuilders website. So growing inflation concerns and ongoing supply chain disruptions snapped a 4-month rise in builder sentiment, even as consumer demand remains robust. So because we're having these supply chain disruptions and also extremely high building material costs, even though we have high buyer demand, it's causing builders to kind of take a step back going, oh my gosh, maybe we should kind of reevaluate our costs here because prices are so volatile. So higher material costs and lack of availability are adding weeks to typical single family construction times. As you guys have mentioned, a lot of you guys have said that your construction of your houses has been delayed by months. So it goes to show here that this is really accurate here. The analysis indicates that the aggregate cost of residential construction materials has increased almost 19% since December of 2020. Policymakers also need to take actions in order to fix these supply chain issues and also come up with a new agreement with Canada regarding their tariffs because as I reported to you guys about a week ago, tariffs on Canadian lumber basically doubled this year. And it's horrible timing regarding the increase of tariffs because that's going to cost builders more money and also home buyers more money as well. So they're saying here the most pressing issue for the housing sector remains a lack of inventory, as I've been saying to you guys for a long time. Building has increased, but the industry faces constraints, namely cost and availability of materials, labor, and lots. And while 2021 single-family starts are expected to end the year about 25% higher than pre-COVID levels, we expect higher interest rates in 2022 will put a damper on housing affordability. So their builder confidence has edged lower in their most recent stats here, but they did add a disclaimer here. So it's going to be very interesting to see what, this is for January, by the way. It's going to be interesting to see what builder sentiment, how it changes in February and March though, because as they mentioned here, this survey was done in January 3rd through January 13th. So a lot of these responses were collected before interest rates increase. So will builder sentiment decrease because interest rates have been skyrocketing? We'll have to see. All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty here. This is thanks to a new report from the US Census Bureau, and this is for December 2021. Here's something I found to be very interesting. I'd never seen a special notice on their monthly reports here. I look at these monthly reports every month for a long time now. I've never seen a special notice. So if anyone lives in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, or the Northeast, and they know about this special notice, then let me know because I'm kind of baffled here. But it just says that privately owned housing units authorized by building permits, meaning basically permits pulled for building housing, in the Northeast increased 111.9% from November to December. In December, there was a large increase in building permits issued in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In there, they enacted several real estate tax changes for residential projects permitted after December 31st, 2021. I'll share some stats regarding this. I don't really know exactly what the tax changes were, but if anyone knows, comment below because 111% increase really skews the numbers here, at least for permits pulled, because it seems like a lot of builders pulled permits before this deadline here. I'm guessing to save money in regards to tax changes. I don't know. But yeah, let me know if you guys know any more insight regarding that. Okay, so here's permits pulled. This is a seasonally adjusted annual rate. All these numbers here are seasonally adjusted annual rates. So look at this though. So United States in total, if we were just to look at total, so total includes single family houses and then also multifamily units as well. If we only look at permits pulled for total permits pulled, it looks like we're in good shape, right? 9.1% increase from November to December and a 6.5% increase from 1 year ago. However, this doesn't really affect home buyers so much, right? We're looking at single family houses. Builders that are building 2 to 4 units and 5 units or more, most of them that's multifamily, obviously, right? Some of these are condos, some of them are apartment buildings, but for the vast majority of home buyers, they're looking to buy a single family house. And we look at that, permits pulled only increased 2% compared to 1 month ago, but we're still down 8.5% from 1 year ago. What really makes up this 9% gain is really from the construction or permits pulled of the multifamily units, right? So permits increased 45% for 2 to 4 units and 19.9% for 5 units or more. And that's really what made up this 9.1% gain. In addition to that, look at the Northeast. This is the 101% increase compared to 1 month ago. And this is really for multifamily units, right? So one unit only increased 32%, but in total, 111%. So I'm guessing that permits were pulled for multifamily more than single family. And that's why we're seeing this one of the reasons why we're seeing this big increase compared to 1 month ago. And we look at 303 seasonally adjusted permits pulled for in total, again, that's 111%. If you look at that, that's a pretty significant percentage of the total. So 303 divided 1873, that's the total of permits pulled across the nation, times 100, 16%. So this represents 16% of all the permits that were pulled. So a fairly significant number, and that's one reason why we're seeing these inflated numbers here. So, you know, if you read a headline said, oh yeah, permits are increased 9%, and what really happened? Is that really affecting home buyers so much? Not so much. It's really affecting multifamily, and a lot of that was because the Northeast increased so much. So that's my takeaway for that. All right, so let's talk about units authorized but not yet started. This is where a builder gets a permit authorized or approved, but they opt to not start construction on the house. And that's because of all these issues that builders are facing. So in general, compared to 1 year ago, we're still at 44%. So there's 44% more units, total units, that are authorized but not yet started. And this has been a growing trend for quite some time here. And single family houses up 38.5%. What's good to see though is that this number has been decreasing though. So I've been reporting these numbers, especially in 2020, late 2020 through mid 2021. These numbers were increasing every single month. Look at that, 114, 122, 130, 139. Increased all the way through the summer months really, and then been kind of like back and forth, but they have been decreasing the past 2 months, which is a positive sign. But also you want to see permits issued in greater numbers, and then also when they get the permits issued, they actually start construction, because it's not going to help housing supply if they pull permits but they never actually start construction, right? In any case, 5 units or more, when we look at the number of units authorized, the multifamily have really been lagging behind. 52.5% increase of units authorized but not yet started. And we look at housing starts as well. This is the number of units started. For single family houses, again, that's what we're really kind of focusing on here. Actually down 2.3% from 1 month ago, and also down 11% from 1 year ago. So we really need to see these numbers increase if we want to have more new homes listed for sale. In contrast though, look at multifamily. 5 units or more increased greatly by double digits, 56% compared to 1 year ago. It goes to show how builders are more focusing, it seems like, on multifamily properties right now. Midwest also saw a big increase of single family houses, 50.8% increase in single family houses for housing starts. Compared to the West, though, I don't know what's going on in the West, but down 14.6% for single family houses compared to 1 month ago. So units under construction, this has been actually a positive sign, one of the few positive signs in this report here, because this is the number of units actually under construction, which should be completed in the next, 1 to 8 months-ish. Any case, look at this. So units under construction, again, of course, this is the United States. 1 unit, single family house. These are seasonally adjusted numbers though. But every single month since at least January, every single month for units under construction have been increasing all the way through December. So every single month has been increasing, which is a positive sign because the number of units under construction has increased 26% from 1 year ago. But on a month-to-month basis, at least on a seasonally adjusted basis, month-to-month, they've been increasing every single month, which is a positive sign. We need more houses under construction. And lastly, we have units completed, where builders actually complete the houses. For single-family houses, they increased 3.9%, and then compared to 1 year ago, a 3.3% rise as well. Obviously, we need these numbers to be way, way higher in order to have more options for home buyers out there, and also to minimize home price gains as well. What I found to be very interesting as well is that in the Midwest, I don't know why, but in the Midwest, maybe this is because of weather potentially, but compared to 1 year ago, the number of units completed is actually down 25.9% compared to last month, down 23.7%. In contrast, though, in the West, we're actually up 14% compared to 1 year ago. So just goes to show how each region is different. And if anyone knows what's going on in Philadelphia, then please let us know, because permits pulled have increased greatly for multifamily properties there. It seems like there was a rush before this new tax law. So if anyone knows about that, please comment below. But if you got any value out of this video, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. And also consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Hope you have an awesome day. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.